Welcome to Against the Spread, where we break down NFL picks for you against the spread. And I can't even get through the opening read because I'm so overjoyed, happy. This is the best looking version of this segment we've ever done because our friend here, Eagles fan, as you know, as you've been watching, has to wear the Cowboys hoodie because the Eagles lost. Carson Wentz is just looking down on you right now. What will you say for yourself?
I have nothing to say for myself. This is a low point as an Eagles fan, as a football fan. I've never worn Cowboys gear before. So I guess you're seeing a first, but I can't get past this. I don't feel comfortable.
Well, at least his picks have been still very strong. So stay with us.
Makes up for it a bit, I guess.
Exactly, as we break down some games. And the first one is a game with a tight line.
Yeah.
Winner of this might win this division if anyone wants to win this division. Indy at home, 2.5-point favorite, although 60% of the public going with the Titans. Who do you like?
I like the Colts here. They've been on kind of a roll. And while the Titans are playing their best football of the season, there's no doubt, just beating the Patriots at home, Andrew Luck has been so good. He's definitely the comeback player of the year. They're protecting him really well, which they've never done in his whole career. They haven't allowed a sack in 4 games, which is crazy. And Andrew Luck has never lost to the Titans. He's 9-0 against the Titans in his career, so I can't go against the Colts here, especially at home.
When Jacksonville killed the Patriots, I overreacted and went with Jacksonville. When Detroit somehow played tough against the Patriots, I overreacted and went to Detroit. Well, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go with Tennessee because there's a lot of former Patriots playing really well in Tennessee on the sidelines, upstairs in the front office, and on the field. Dion Lewis has been a revelation, and now that Mariota looks like he's healthy, I think the Titans will keep this close, so I'm going to take the points and go with Tennessee. Houston at Washington. They go to the FedEx, and this time the road team is 2.5-point favorites. 60% of the public likes the Texans moving in the right direction. Are they moving so much that you like them as well?
I do like them in this game. I don't know about them overall. I think they've played really well the last 6 games against so-so teams. So they're riding that easy schedule wave. But I can't side with Washington. They gave up 500 yards of offense last week, but only gave up 3 points. That's an anomaly. And it's a bad formula to play football. They've given up nearly 1,000 yards in the last 2 weeks. So I expect Deshaun Watson and that offense to go in there and have their way in Washington and come out with the win. Yeah,
Washington is only really respected at all because of their record, because their schedule early was easy.
Right.
I think Texans is the play for me. I like what Deshaun Watson's doing offensively. We got a matchup that a lot of people thought was going to be an NFC Championship game matchup. Probably should have been a year ago. Not looking like it's going to be this year, but you never know. Still early. The team that was the best at the end of the year, last year, the Eagles, going to New Orleans, who I think is playing the best right now. A lot of people do, evidently. This was 7.5. It's now a 9-point spread for the Saints at home. That's a lot of points against your Eagles. Who do you like?
How can I take the Eagles when they've done this to me?
That's a great point.
But that aside, I have to go with the Saints. The Eagles haven't shown very much. The offense struggled, as we saw last week, to move the ball in the first half. They have 0 run game. I don't even think they ran the ball in the second half against the Cowboys. And they don't have big playmaking ability. So how do they keep up with the Saints, who have nothing but big playmaking ability? And the Eagles' defense has given up tons of yards in the fourth quarter and the second half in general. So I have to take the Saints. If they beat the Rams by 10, I can't pick the Eagles here.
If the Eagles fan is picking against the Eagles, well, I'm going with the Saints as well. This very well could be a battle for the NFC North. No disrespect to Aaron Rodgers, but these guys are in pole position. Bears at home, 2.5-point favorites over the Vikings. 54% of the public actually with the Bears, which is kind of surprising to me. Trubisky just got a win in the division. It was against the Lions. But do you think he can do it again?
I think he can do it again, and I think home field advantage is a big reason why I like the Bears in this one. They're 4-1 against the spread at home, and that defense is playing really, really well. Khalil Mack came back last week and had 2 sacks. They have the most turnovers of any defense in the NFL. And if there's one weakness you can pick with the Vikings offense, it's probably that they don't protect Kirk Cousins so well. So if they can get after Kirk Cousins and force him to make a couple of errors, I think they can win this game with a defensive touchdown and really keep it wrapped up.
It's crazy that we're thinking the defensive touchdown is going to come against Kirk Cousins and not against Mitch Trubisky, but this is where we are. Trubisky, for the last 2 weeks, his QBR has been the highest in the league. And so if he plays even close to that with the defense that you mentioned, I think it's Chicago at home. Now, most people earlier in the week were betting where this game was going to be played, not so much who was going to win. And we know that it's still going to be played in California, not in Mexico on that terrible field, if you can even call it a field, which is good because it's a marquee matchup. Some MVPs potentially in this game, maybe a Super Bowl preview. Since the line has gone from 2.5 to 3.5 for the Rams, who are actually at home, do you like the Rams in this?
I am going to go with the Chiefs in this, and it's such a tough matchup. The offenses are two of the best that we've seen in a long time, let alone this season. The defenses give up a lot of yards and a lot of points, especially the Rams. They've been roasted the last 2 weeks. But what is going to decide this for me is against the spread. The Chiefs on the road are 5-0 against the spread, whereas the Rams have struggled against the spread in general, or just 2 or 3 at home this year. So that swayed it for me, and I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my analysis short. Mahomes, more TDs in the first 10 games for a first or second year guy than ever before. Marcus Peters has been burned all year. I'll take Mahomes. But the over-under, this is the highest we've ever seen. Let's get some extra analysis from the genius. Are you going over or are you going under?
I just want this to be chaotic. I want this game to be the best game of the year, so I'm going to take the over. Why not?
Nice. Survivor pick time, and I'm going to mention it once more because it'll be my last opportunity. He's wearing a Cowboys shirt. And he's wearing it because the Eagles were not very good. And I'm actually not disrespecting the Eagles in my pick to the Saints. I'm not trying to troll you again.
I don't believe you.
All right, fine, fair enough. But if you're still alive, you don't have a lot of choices. And the Saints have a bye coming up. They also have a tough schedule coming up. Rams and KC, 2 other teams you might want to hold on to, are playing each other. So for me, it's thinking of, I don't want to be out of Survivor with some, big bullets left in the chamber, if you will. So I'm rolling with the Saints, even if it means I'm taking them against your Eagles.
I feel like you're getting a little bit of pleasure out of that, regardless of what you say. I'm going to go with the Steelers, and really it just has to do with 52 points against the Panthers, who are a much better team than the team the Steelers are playing, the Jags. So it's simple for me.